About 1 hour since the polls have closed here in New York, and we are getting a closer look at some of the numbers. Good evening. I'm Matt Malloy.
I'm Karen Edwards. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the races so far, starting with the President of the United States. Not all of the unofficial reporting in, as you can see, only 27%. But right now, Donald Trump in the lead, 52% against Kamala Harris with 46%.
Lots of votes still to be counted there. Now let's go to Natalie with Harris supporters. She is at 70 West Restaurant and Lounge in Rochester. Natalie, how's it going there?
It's going great, Matt and Karen. I'm here at 70 West. Kamala Harris supporters are energized and motivated, and there's volunteers here that have been going to Pennsylvania canvassing. Joyce Lartigue is one of them here. And tell me, how does it feel? You're canvassing, you're working hard all the way till election night. You know, what does it mean to be here tonight?
It feels great because we're not going back. I'm from Mississippi, born in Mississippi, raised in Rochester, New York. We're not going back. It feels great.
What inspired you to get involved?
Kamala. Yes, she did. Yes, because this is a chance of a lifetime. And my nieces and nephews, they ask me, what did I do for 2024? I can tell them that I went to Pennsylvania and knocked on doors for them because it's their future that I'm working for today.
And how's the party been so far tonight?
The party's been great. We're having a good time. Yes, we are.
Absolutely. We are having a good time indeed. And you can go to our 13wham.com for all of our election updates. We'll continue to be live here tonight, reporting live in Rochester. Natalie Calzatoni, 13 Wham News. Back to you.
Natalie, thank you. Let's take a look at some other races. U.S. House 25th District. We are calling it for Democrat Joseph Morelli, who was up against Republican Greg Sadwick.
Yeah, Sadwick, the challenger there, and you see Morelli with a significant lead. AP calling that race tonight. We also want to take you to Prop 1, which has also been approved by voters in New York State with about 36% reporting. An overwhelming response. This is the proposition that enshrines abortion rights, but also has some anti-discrimination measures in that proposal. Our coverage continues.
And I get it, because they're trying to have their own identity.
Crazy. It's gonna be another long night.
Whew.
All right.
From your breaking news and weather authority on Fox Rochester, this is 13 Wham News at 10.
It is election night 2024. The polls in New York State closing in the last hour, and the results are starting to come in. Good evening to you. I'm Matt Malloy.
I'm Karen Edwards. We are tracking all the races for you and have team coverage across the region. Our Lowell Rose and Christian Garzone are standing by at Democratic and Republican Party headquarters tonight. Natalie Calzatoni and Daniel Finkelstein, both at political watch parties for the presidential race.
Let's dive into the latest results coming into our newsroom this hour, and we are going to begin with the race for president, the big ticket tonight. And you see, with about 29% reporting across the U.S., still very early on, still a number of states where the polls have not closed yet. Donald Trump in the lead right now. Former President Trump, by the way, voting today in Florida. And Harris also doing some radio interviews. She voted previously mail-in.
Yes, and also made a last-minute pit stop today at the Democratic National Committee headquarters in Washington, D.C. Now, voting has closed in many states, but the election is much too close to call. So many votes still to come in.
Polls leading up to the election putting Vice President Harris and former President Trump in a virtual tie. Jen Sullivan is tracking the race for us tonight.
Americans at the polls to decide who will win the White House and shape the country's political landscape for the next 4 years.
For Donald Trump.
I voted for Kamala Harris.
These voters casting their ballots Tuesday in Michigan, one of 7 key battleground states that could decide the election. And it's a state that's seen record turnout.
We have seen both extraordinary engagement and turnout.
The number one most important issue to voters, democracy, followed by the economy, according to initial results of CNN's latest national exit poll. Voting kicking off with some serious security concerns, like in Georgia, where officials say several non-credible bomb threats were made at various polling locations, likely originating from Russia.
Georgia's not going to be intimidated.
More than 250 National Guard personnel assisting in 15 states, including Pennsylvania.
We have been dispatching lawyers and police officers and detectives all day to make sure everything was smooth.
Harris, who voted early via mail-in ballot in California, spent Tuesday in Washington, D.C., visiting a phone bank hosted by the Democratic National Committee to speak with likely voters. Trump casting his ballot in West Palm Beach, Florida. The winner will need 270 of the 538 Electoral College votes to clinch the presidency. No matter the outcome, history will be made. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
In the race for the presidency, the winner does not come from the popular vote.
It is determined by the Electoral College. A candidate needs a majority of at least 270 electoral votes to win out of a possible total of 538 votes. Now, here at home, we're also keeping an eye on congressional races. Let's go ahead here and start with the 25th.
In that race, we are projecting Joe Morelle, Congressman Joe Morelle, the Democrat incumbent, as the winner right now. With the latest numbers in, he's got 64% of the vote. His challenger, Republican Greg Sadwick, with 36%. Again, Congressman Morelle, the projected winner of that race.
Our Christian Garzone is at GOP headquarters in Gates and spoke with Republican challenger for the 25th. Indeed, he did.
Christian, what is he saying tonight?
Hey, guys, how's it going? Hey, Joe Morelle is currently leading GOP challenger Greg Sadwick, as you said. AP is calling that race for him. When it comes to the 25th district, Sadwick says this experience for him, running for office, was eye-opening in the best way. Win or lose, he says, just doing that alone was worth it. Meeting all the people and learning, in his words, that folks want to rise above party politics, that there's a real cry for unity. He is vowing whatever the outcome tonight, he is going to fight on for the community. Here he is.
I agree with that, but I also think people are tired of the party politics. Okay, so the left digs their heels in, the right digs their heels in, and nothing gets accomplished. And my message has been, we got to work together. And that message has really resonated with a lot of people. You know, I've experienced so much in this community. The campaign trail is taking me on places my normal life wouldn't normally take me. And I've learned so much. There's some great organizations that should God decide that's not my path, He's going to take me down another path, because there's some great things for me to get involved with.
We'll be here throughout the night bringing you the results. Stick with 13 Wham. Live in Gates, Christian Garzone. Right back to you.
Christian, appreciate it. And we just heard from Congressman Joe Morelle speaking tonight about his victory. Let's check in with him.
I'm really excited, man. We spent a lot of time encouraging people. And obviously, I'd like people to vote for me. My name's on the ballot, but we really want them to come out and participate. And it looks like they did in big numbers. Early voting was off the charts. I think it's making sure that whoever voters choose, that we don't have any problems in transitioning government, that people accept the results, that they don't question the work being done literally by thousands of election workers around the country.
There you have Congressman Joe Morelle, the projected winner of his race tonight. Want to turn now to the 24th congressional district seats.
We've got incumbent Claudia Tenney looking to be doing well here against David Wagenhauser. She's got 58% of the vote, with 31% reporting right now.
We're also following the races for state senate tonight.
Yeah, seats available in 3 local districts, the 54th, 55th, and 56th districts. In the 54th, Pam Helming, the incumbent Republican, against Democrat Scott Comegys. Right now, Helming in the lead with just 2% reporting.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one for you. Early votes there. We've got about 31% of the vote in on the 55th district. Incumbent Democrat Samra Brook looking to hold off a challenge from Luis Martinez in the early numbers. She is ahead. She's got a good lead ahead right now.
Yes, she does. And in the 56, we've got incumbent Jeremy Cooney right now in the lead against Republican Jim Van Bretterode with 26% reporting. We will be checking back in on those. We are heading now to our Lowell Rose live in downtown Rochester, where the Democratic headquarters is posted for the night. Lowell.
That's right, Karen. The Democratic headquarters has just started to fill in within the last hour when those polls are closed. And just in the last 30 minutes ago, when we got those first results, as you both were reading, we did hear some small cheers because those two Democratic incumbents are leading right now in the polls. Now, that's with just a quarter of that vote in. Now, the Rochester delegation here in our area has been in office for the past 4 years, and the Monroe County Party Chair believes that the delegation here from the Rochester area will remain the same, and they also believe it will remain Democratic when it comes to going back to Albany. Here's what he had to say earlier tonight.
Yeah, I think that so far the people that are turning out and the work that they've been doing is speaking for itself. We've seen absolutely record amount of dollars coming into our area. They're doing more for our communities. They're bringing in projects and addressing things, bringing school funding. I feel pretty confident we're going to send that same team back to Albany, and they're going to continue to do the work.
Now, again, the Democratic chair here in Monroe County is optimistic that those two Democratic senators will go back to Albany as well as assembly members. Now, when it comes to the presidential race, they're watching it closely, just like all of us. They don't give any thoughts on it. They're just watching that race closely. Obviously, the Democrats are hoping that Harris pull this off, but we'll continue to keep you updated on the other assembly races and the Senate races happening here in Monroe County. As we're now reporting live from the Democratic headquarters in downtown Rochester, Lowell Rose, 13 WHAM News.
Lowell, thank you. Another major issue here in New York. What was on the back of the ballot?
We are talking about Proposition 1. It aims to establish constitutional protections against discrimination, along with protecting reproductive health care in the state permanently. And that is projected to pass as well. Look at that, with 38% reporting, 70% of voters saying yes to that proposition. We also have Prop 2, which is specifically for the town of Greece.
Yeah, it pertains to the Greece town supervisor role and its abilities. Right now, it looks as though it is not passing at the moment, just 26% reporting. Now, currently, the committee is responsible for selecting town board members. The proposition here, though, causing some controversy. Former State Senator Joe Robach calling it a power grab. He says the supervisor would be able to seize vacancies, but current town supervisor Bill Reilich has defended the proposition, saying it opens the process up so anyone living in a ward where there's an MC seat can submit a name. Right now, again, not all the votes are in, but it does not look as though it's passing at the Mo.
Yeah, we're also tracking 6 different state assembly races for you tonight. Let's start in the 130th district there, and that's where we have incumbent Republican Brian Mankelow facing a challenge from James Shuler. Just 16% reporting, but a tight race there at this time. 51% for Mankelow, Shuler at 49%.
Republican Andrea Bailey against Democrat Colleen Walsh Williams in the 133rd district. Right now, Bailey in the lead, both of them running to, again, because Marjorie Byrne, that is, she actually decided not to run, and they are both running to try to fill this seat. Again, Bailey right now with 59% of the vote, just 16% coming in right now, reporting.
Yeah, that is typically a solid red district there. Let's take you to the 135th Assembly District. Incumbent Democrat Jen Lunsford facing a challenge from Republican Kimberly DeRosa with about 30% reporting. Lunsford with a comfortable lead over her challenger this hour.
With the 136, a rematch of 2022 between incumbent Democrat Sarah Clark, Republican Orlando Rivera, and right now Clark with a commanding lead, 71% to 29%. More votes still need to come in.
137th Assembly District with about 28% of the vote in there. Incumbent Democrat Demond Meeks with a comfortable lead over his challenger, 72% for DeMeeks. Marcus Williams, the Republican, in that race with 28% this hour.
And looking at the 138th, incumbent Democrat Harry Bronson against Republican Tracy DeFlorio. Right now, he is holding a commanding lead as well.
We're going to keep you updated on all these races throughout the next hour with those numbers. Of course, all of them on 13wham.com for you. We want to talk about early voting now, though. It broke records here at home and across the country. Many decided, though, to wait until today to hit the polls.
But as our Stephen Pappas explains, it was a sharp contrast to some of the lines we saw at polling locations during early voting.
On Election Day in Rochester, Greece, and Gates, there were no lines stretching outside of polling locations. Instead, it was a process that was done in the blink of an eye.
I was very surprised. I expected to be here a long time, and I was in and out in 5 minutes.
Some voters clearing parts of their schedules only to find out they didn't need to.
I was, ready to have my whole lunch break be just waiting in line, but it really was easy in and out.
I'm wondering if it's going to get a little more hectic later on, because I actually left work early just to make sure that I didn't get caught up in the lines.
As of 3 o'clock this afternoon, the Monroe County Board of Elections says more than 263,000 people have cast their ballot both early and on Election Day. For first-time voters like Elise Ahlstrom, this day is extra special.
It's definitely very significant to me. I'm 19 years old in a free country. I'm able to, exercise that vote pretty freely, pretty easily. So yeah, I would say it's it definitely means a lot, and I'm definitely very excited to be here today.
And as for those who waited for Election Day to cast their ballots, those I spoke with say,
I feel like it's kind of a tradition for me to come out on actually the day, that we're supposed to, just to show my support.
Our Stephen Pappas reporting there. The Monroe County Board of Elections says as of 7 p.m., close to 65% of voters have cast their ballots.
And we will wait for those total voter turnout numbers hopefully later this evening. We will be right back after this break.
Yeah, just want to make sure. 2-1-30 for me, okay? All right, let's talk about the weather here in this segment of the big show. 81 degrees today. That was a brand new record. And not only like barely a record. This thing was smashed by 4 degrees. And in meteorology, that's a big number from a departure of already having a record. This number's incredible from 2 years ago. And then we add on 4. Yeah, it's an exceptional day, so much so that it ties the all-time warmest November day ever in this city of Rochester in about 50 years of data gathering now. 81 today. Back on November 1st of 1950, we also hit 81, and then 80 in 1933. So it's happened before, but only twice. And we'll see if we have another day like this in the future. Probably not in the short term. 81 here, Dansville, Elmira, everybody very warm. We'll zoom it out and show you where all that weather was. Great weather to vote nationwide, really. No major weather issues, sans a couple of areas of rain off to the west. Right now, there's the almanac. The current numbers. 69 degrees, south-southwest wind. It's incredible that we're at this number. We're probably going to set a new record maximum low temperature overnight. I think that's going to happen. 63 is that number. We'll be above that overnight. Tomorrow we start around 66. Some mild-mannered showers early. No big deal. Don't worry about those guys. Then later in the day will be breezy. Clouds will try to break for some sun tomorrow. Upper 60s. On radar, nothing. It's quiet. Look, nothing going on. You got to get way out here and get over across the Great Lakes now, where we see rain falling, a train of rain. A lot of it through Illinois tonight and Indiana. That's slowly moving off to the east, going to take a while. Let's talk about that overnight. So here come those showers to start the day tomorrow morning. Those are the showers, and then the front comes in after. That's when the weather will finally start to change a little bit and cool down going into Thursday. Thursday will finally be like November. Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, northern towns through way north. We're in the upper 60s tomorrow. Breezy afternoon, clouds, some bashful sun potentially as well. Finger Lakes will be in the upper 60s to near 70 in Avon. Warm and just nice day. Not quite 80, but this is still 15 degrees above average. What are we talking about? We're talking about cool air coming back on Thursday, Friday, 60 degrees. Great weather on that day. Now let's go into the weekend. One day really good. That's Saturday, albeit on the cool side. Sunday, we have another weather system rolling in through the Ohio Valley. That'll produce some rain here. Good. We're way behind on rain. We could use it Monday and Tuesday back in the low 60s. That's QR code when you get over and through this night tonight. You want to watch some weather tomorrow. Get that code, please, and it's a way to get our stuff first.
Okay, what a warm day to get out and vote.
Whew, what a day period.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Honestly.
You guys are killing it tonight.
All right, Scotty.
Aw, Scott.
Stop it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it was a beautiful day to get out and vote. Indeed, it was on this very day, 152 years ago, when Rochester's own Susan B. Anthony cast her ballot in the presidential election and was arrested as a result. It would be another 48 years before women were allowed to legally vote. Her grave adorned with I voted stickers from grateful community members today. Our Carly Miner reports.
On Election Day, people from all around the world flock to Mount Hope Cemetery to visit one very iconic gravesite.
My sticker on her headstone was a bucket list, and I'm beyond thrilled and so emotional to be here.
That would be Susan B. Anthony's grave.
Very grateful for women before us.
For this group of women, Anthony's headstone is exactly where they want to be every election day.
And with the issues at hand today, I felt it was really important to come out, and hopefully our daughters will have rights that we had when we were growing up.
College student Claire Davis says the 6-hour drive back home from West Virginia to vote and visit Susan B. with her parents was worth it.
I felt like it was my duty to come back, so here I am, and I'm glad we got to do it together, make a day out of it, and make a stand.
It's just nice that we're able to, as a family, be able to vote, in an important election.
For many others, it was their first time to put their sticker on Anthony's gravestone. So I asked them, why here?
It's my first time. It's a bucket list thing for me. Admire her work, of course, so much.
There's no politics here. That makes a difference.
Oh, yes.
Our Carly Miner reporting there.
We'll be right back.
This is a 13 Wham News election update.
We continue our election night coverage as the ballot counts continue to come in.
Here's a look at some of the results so far, starting with the presidential race. Right now, Donald Trump in the lead against Kamala Harris. Many votes still need to be counted. This is just 37% reporting right now.
I want to take you to the U.S. Senate. Democrat Kirsten Gillibrand, the projected winner here, fending off a challenge from Republican Michael Sapercone. That is this will be her third term in office as a senator.
And with the 25th, the projected right now, it looks as though Joe Morelli, the incumbent, is with a sizable lead here against Republican Greg Sadwick, 62% to 38% right now.
Yeah, Morelli, the projected winner there.
Indeed. We have team coverage for you tonight. We've been checking in live with Lowell Rose, Christian Carzone, Natalie Calzatoni, and Daniel Finkelstein.
We're going to go first to Daniel. He is live with Trump supporters in Ontario County tonight. Daniel, good evening.
Hey, good evening to both of you. I'm joining you now from the Elks Lodge in Canandaigua. It's very upbeat here. I'm going to have John give you a little bit of a look about what we're seeing right now. The suspense can be felt here, but it's an overall optimistic mood. Trump's still leading in the polls, but both candidates still inching toward that critical 270 number. One voter I spoke to earlier telling me she's still very optimistic. We will continue to keep you up to date on the current numbers on air and online at 13wham.com. For now, Matt and Karen.
Daniel, thank you. Now we'll head over to Natalie. She's with Harris supporters in Rochester. Natalie, how's it going there?
It's going good, Matt. You know, Kamala Harris supporters are energized, motivated. It's been a great energy watch party so far. And what's really cool is there's a lot of volunteers here that have been going to canvass in Pennsylvania, and they've worked hard, hoping to see some of that hard work pay off tonight. I'm going to have Julia Pan and show you what we are looking like at the watch party right now. Cool environment. They have a slideshow that are highlighting some of their accomplishments with canvassing in Pennsylvania, and we will keep you updated on our website with all of our election coverage at 13wham.com. Reporting live at 70 West, Natalie Calzatoni, 13 Wham News. Back to you.
Natalie, thank you. Let's check in now with Lowell. He is at the Democratic headquarters in downtown Rochester. Lowell, what's going on?
Hey there, Karen. We're here. Of course, we're here at the Democratic headquarters in downtown, and this room has spilled in a lot over the past hour and a half. Pretty sure you can hear the music going on in the background. There have been a few line dances as well as some cheering or booing, depending on what they're seeing as far as the national coverage going on across the country. We do know that the local Democrats in the Senate, state Senate, they are leading right now in Monroe County. The chair is hopeful that that will continue and they will go back to Albany. Back to you all in the studio.
Lowell, thank you. I want to send it over to Christian Carzone. He is with Republicans tonight at their headquarters in Gates. Christian, how's it going there?
Hey, well, Assemblyman Josh Jensen's seat has been secured for the Assembly, but of course, Mr. Jensen ran unopposed. So some races have been called, or at least it seems like Democrats are going to win. So the conversations here now are shifting more to the big national races, the White House, the Senate, the House, things of that nature. That's where the conversation is going here now at GOP headquarters.
Christian, thank you. That wraps up this cut-in. Our coverage continues on Fox Rochester.
Results continue to pour in for tonight's historic presidential election.
Either Vice President Kamala Harris or former President Donald Trump will be named as the nation's next leader.
Let's take a look right now at where we are right now. Trump is in the lead against Harris, only 38% reporting right now. We are waiting for a lot more votes to come in. And the nation anxiously awaiting the outcomes of the election.
Many community members joining together as watch parties continue tonight as the numbers start to roll in. We're going to begin with Daniel Finkelstein. He's standing by at a watch party for former President Trump in Canandaigua. Actually, we're going to begin with our Natalie Calzatoni.
Yes, she is at a watch party for Vice President Harris tonight. Starting with you, Natalie. How's it going there?
It's going really well, Matt and Karen. The energy here is fantastic. And I'm here with host tonight, Isaiah Santiago of Rochester, who is also the regional lead of the Kamala Harris campaign. Now, Isaiah, tell me, you've been working hard, you've been canvassing. How does it feel to get to tonight?
It feels great. And one thing that we said on the bus while we were on our way to canvass was when we fight, we win. And so we're hoping tonight for a victory on the Harris side.
Yeah, and how are you feeling so far watching? You know, everyone's close to the TVs here.
Well, you know, right now there's still some more states to count, and so remaining hopeful and just watching the results as everybody else is.
Absolutely. And we will begin to keep you updated. Thank you, Isaiah. Go to 13wham.com for all of our election coverage, and we will continue to be live here tonight. Reporting live in Rochester, Natalie Calzatoni, 13 Wham News. Back to you.
Natalie, thank you. Turning now to the GOP with our Daniel Finkelstein, live in Canandaigua. Daniel, what's going on there?
Yeah, hey Karen, I'm at a watch party for the Ontario County Republican Committee here at the Elks Lodge in Canandaigua. So far, it's an upbeat feeling, still a good mood, very lively. Trump's still holding a lead nationally, and the mood here is very good so far. Both candidates still inching towards that critical 270 number. We're joined by roughly 50 to 60 people here. But overall, I'm hearing positive sentiment. I spoke with State Senator Pam Helming, who was here. She, too, was very optimistic. We will continue keeping you up to speed with the election numbers as they come in, on air and online at 13wham.com. Karen and Matt?
For more results to come in to make any announcements on my own race.
Yes, we will, Daniel. Make sure you are staying up to date with us throughout the night, but we do want to get you to some other headlines. Health officials alerting the public about a dialysis clinic closure in Mount Morris. The Livingston County Dialysis Center has been operating since 2022. The health system citing difficulty recruiting and retaining trained staff members. A closure plan has been submitted with the state's Department of Health. The community health system does plan to help patients find alternatives for their treatment. A state assemblyman from New York City has introduced a new bill aimed at protecting animals.
It's called Peanuts Law. The bill would provide a mandatory 72-hour waiting period to take place before animal seizure or euthanization. There are also safeguards for sanctuaries. This comes after the state DEC seized a squirrel and a raccoon from a New York home last week, resulting in them being euthanized. The story sparking a national conversation. Social media will likely become a safe haven from political ads over the next several days. Meta, Instagram, Google, and YouTube have all announced that they will forbid political ads in an attempt to combat misinformation. Sources say, though, it's to prevent candidates and supporters from claiming an early victory or from spreading false information. X, formerly known as Twitter, not included in forbidding those ads. Many experts say the move is too little, too late.
An Election Day celebration aboard the International Space Station. Officials confirming astronauts Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, Nick Hague, and Don Pettit voted early for the presidential election from space. And a fun fact, when voting, the astronauts actually list their current address as low Earth orbit. This has been the case since 1997.
Just ahead here, a check of the forecast with Scotty.
Oh, hey, how are you? I was reading some stuff. Yeah, we're going to talk about some great weather on the way for tomorrow. That's coming up next.
Congressman Joe Morelle declaring victory in the race for the 25th district.
Let's take a look. He was up against Republican Greg Sadwick, but we are projecting him as the winner. And here's what he had to say tonight.
We need each other, and it's time to turn the page on divisive politics. Because here's the simple, irreversible truth. We are all stronger together. When we set aside our differences and work as one, we are unstoppable. Together we will build a future that reflects our shared values, our dreams, and our unwavering belief in what's possible. I'm truly humbled by the opportunity to serve you again, to fight for the future we believe in together.
There you have Congressman Joe Morelle accepting that victory tonight in the 25th.
Right now, let's take it on over to Scott for a check of your forecast. Hey, Scott.
Hello, hello. Talking again about how warm it was on this election day. No excuse not to get out and vote. 81 degrees, incredibly warm degrees compared to the average, which is only 53. So, yeah, we could use the word heat in November to describe 81 in Rochester for sure. There's the almanac, so down only to 59 earlier. Both temperatures, the high and low for today, are above the normal high for this day. That's how far away, how many degrees of separation, if you will, we are from where we should be. And look at the record low in 1951, 3 years ago? Yeah, 15 degrees. Incredible. So right now, 69 degrees. It's a mainly clear sky at the moment, south-southwest winds. That's why we're still so warm. This front yet to get through tonight. And much of the country, not only on the warm side, but very dry. Here's the latest drought update from the drought survey across the United States. And you can see the areas in red, that's severe drought. Back here in the Northeast, not in the severe stage, at least here locally, but we are at that abnormally dry stage here in Western New York. So some rain would be good to kind of give us a little bit of a break. Not tonight, at least short term. We have rain off to the west, moving slowly to the east. The other side of November is snow. Look at Alberta and Saskatchewan, just south of Saskatoon, one of my favorite town names. You can see some heavier snow falling all through Montana tonight. Very heavy snow in the mountains there tonight. Here, overnight, by 5 or 6 a.m., notice a line of rain showers starting to make inroads to the east, moving on through. Now, by the afternoon, it'll be much cooler at 5 o'clock, 60s and 50s, windy, clearing sky. And then as we go further into the day Thursday, you can see Thursday on the cool side of things as well. Neighborhood weather tomorrow, so warmest air will be ahead of that front in the morning. As we get into the afternoon, probably 5, 6 o'clock, finally things will start cooling down a little bit as we end up in the upper 60s to low 70s at that time, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, maybe an isolated sprinkle then. Next 7 days coming up, so we've got that morning risk of rain showers tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. Really two enthusiastic thumbs up there. Morning lows getting lower in the upper 30s. Saturday, come on, mid-50s. I like that. Sunday, not loving it, but as I just talked about, we need some rain. So we'll take a wet Sunday for that, trade it in. Monday and Tuesday, back into the 60s as every day stays above average. We got a beauty of a contest we do with the kids. They got to be between 8 and 12. This is how you get them involved. You write a letter and send it in. Have mom and dad help. That's the way to enter the contest.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Scotty.
All right.
Back to our election coverage this evening. Want to check in on some of the local races for you. We're going to start with Monroe County Clerk. Incumbent Democrat Jamie Romeo facing two challengers, Peter Vasquez, the Republican in that race, and Ann Lewis as well. Romeo with a comfortable lead at this hour with 74% of the vote in.
And taking a look at Livingston County District Attorney right now, incumbent Livingston County District Attorney Gregory McCaffrey is losing to Ashley Williams right now with 95% in. Plenty more Election Day coverage to get to, but first, Mike is coming up with sports after the break.
13 Wham Sports, sponsored by BobJohnsonUsed.com.
The Sabres spent Election Day getting ready to be on the ice at home tonight to play against the Senators. Buffalo began the night with one of the worst records in the league, just 9 points in 13 games. But hey, the Sabres came to play tonight at home, and they got off to a great start in this one. J.J. Peterka gets the early goal, and the Sabres take a 1-0 lead. And then early in the second period, it is Bo Byram, 17 seconds in to make it 2-0. All Sabres in this one as they roll to the easy victory tonight. Hey, AAA soccer final for the boys. And here we go. The 108th minute tied it to Fairport and McQuaid, but Fairport's Sean Griffin finds a way to get the game winner and let the celebration begin. Fairport takes it by a final score of 3-2 tonight to win the AAA championship. Highlights courtesy of our friends at Pick and Splinters. That is Sports Tonight. I'm Mike Catalana.
Taking you back now to our election coverage.
Want to get another check on the race for the White House tonight. The latest numbers coming in with 42% reporting. Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump in the lead, followed by the Vice President Kamala Harris. Again, many votes to be counted yet in that race, still very early in the evening.
And in some other headlines today, several non-credible bomb threats were made at some polling locations in Atlanta, Georgia. It happened in 3 separate counties as voters cast their ballots. U.S. officials saying Georgia, along with Michigan and Wisconsin, all received threats from suspected Russian sources. Some Georgia locations did extend voting hours as a result.
Meantime, a Georgia poll worker has been arrested and charged with mailing a bomb threat to election workers. 25-year-old Nicholas Wimbish is accused of mailing a letter addressed to the Jones County election superintendent last month. He's accused of pretending to be a voter that he allegedly had an altercation with the day before. The letter accused Wimbish of trying to steal the election, threatening violence.
The stock of former President Donald Trump's social media company had to be halted twice today due to volatile trading. The share price of Trump Media and Technology Group spiked by 17% this morning, followed by a major plummet into negative territory. Another up and down before it closed with an about 1% loss. For months, traders have been betting a Trump victory could enhance the value of its conservative social network, Truth Social. more of our election coverage here. Turning now to the race for U.S. Senate.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, the projected winner there, the incumbent Democrat, fending off a challenge from Republican Michael Sapricone.
And turning to the race for state Supreme Court justice for the 7th District.
There are 4 candidates competing for 2 open seats on the bench. Take a look. Of those 2 seats, we've got Aaron Skinner with 27% leading right now, along with Stacey Romeo with 26%. Not far behind her, though, is John Brinjwad, and then Ed White trailing behind with 23%. That is about with 60% of the vote in this hour.
And taking another look at the state assembly races. Let's start here with the 135th. And we are taking a look at incumbent Jen Lunsford, the Democrat, in the lead here against Kimberly DeRosa with 89% of the vote in.
The 136th State Assembly District, it is a rematch from 2022. Incumbent Democrat Sarah Clark facing a challenge from Republican Orlando Rivera. Right now, Sarah Clark with a comfortable lead with 89% of the vote in there.
In the 137th, we've got Demond Meeks up with a sizable lead against Marcus Williams. The incumbent Meeks, that's 89% voting right now of the vote in, and he's got a sizable lead.
We will be right back.
All right, let's have a look at rain is approaching. It's close, and we'll get some of this tomorrow morning early, it looks like. It's over northwest Ohio right now. This is out ahead of that cold front that, you know what, man, I liked 81 degrees, but it's weird this time of year. It doesn't feel good to me. So I'm glad tomorrow will be a little bit less hot at 68, and then next Thursday, really cooling down by then.
All right, Scotty, thank you.
Okay.
As we leave you, one last look at the presidential election results. Still many votes to be counted, and we will have the latest over on 13 Wham News at 11.
Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody.
Have a good night.
from your breaking news and weather authority. This is 13 Wham News at 11.
It is election night 2024. The polls in New York State closing in the last few hours, and the results are starting to come in. Good evening. I'm Matt Malloy.
I'm Karen Edwards. From the White House and the halls of Congress to Albany and here at home, we're following all the hotly contested races on your ballot.
We have team coverage for you tonight. Our 13 Wham reporters are standing by across the region, keeping a close eye on all of the action.
Let's dive into the latest results coming into our newsroom this hour.
In the race for president right now, still many votes to be tallied, but you see there right now Donald Trump with more than 50 million votes, Kamala Harris with more than 44 million votes, separated by about 7 percentage points at this hour. But again, many votes still to be counted in that national race.
The latest results have former President Donald Trump notching big wins in Texas, Florida, and Ohio. Meantime, Vice President Kamala Harris securing key electors from Illinois, New York, and Colorado. We are, of course, following the latest numbers coming in from Monroe County as well.
The County Board of Elections says as of 7 p.m., more than 320,000 voters have cast their ballots. That is close to 65% of eligible voters in Monroe County. It also includes the numbers from the record-breaking early voting period. Now, those votes already making their mark in several races at this hour.
Several incumbent candidates will once again represent our area in Congress. The Associated Press declaring Kirsten Gillibrand the winner of the U.S. Senate seat against Republican challenger Michael Sapir-Cohn. This is going to be Gillibrand's third term in office.
In the 25th Congressional District, incumbent Democrat Joe Morelle victorious over his Republican challenger Greg Sadwick. 13 Wham's Christian Garzone has been following this race closely for us all night.
He is live at GOP headquarters in Gates as we hear from the candidates. Christian.
For Joe Morelle. He's won re-election in the 25th Congressional District. His challenger, though, GOP Greg Sadwick, is vowing, though, to fight on for the good folks of this region. As a military veteran, he is no stranger to service. I was just told by his campaign manager, quote, Greg will focus on continuing to help veterans in any way that he can and creating more jobs for the community. Sadwick said this experience running for office was wonderful, and it's something he's really going to take with him. Congressman Joe Morelle made an acceptance speech in Rochester just last hour. Morelle urging voters and the community to come together.
And as we look ahead, I urge each of us to keep open minds and open hearts. Let us march forward together, believing in the strength of our community and the bright promise of tomorrow. Because when we stand united, there is no challenge we cannot meet and no dream beyond our reach.
You know, I've experienced so much in this community. The campaign trail is taking on places my normal life wouldn't normally take me. And I've learned so much. There's some great organizations that should God decide that's not my path, he's going to take me down another path because there's some great things for me to get involved with.
Now stay tuned to 13 Wham for the results throughout the evening and into tomorrow morning. We're just not going to go to bed, so stick with us. Live in Gates, Christian Garzone, 13 Wham, back to you.
All right, Christian, thank you. And staying in the House, incumbent Republican Claudia Tenney, it looks as though she will fend off a challenge from Democrat David Wagenhauser in New York's 24th Congressional District. Turning to some races for state Senate now.
Seats are up for grabs in 3 local districts. We'll start with the 56th Senate District. Democrat incumbent Jeremy Cooney facing a challenge from Republican Jim Van Bretterode. And you see right now Cooney with a comfortable lead with 94% of the vote in there.
The 55th State Senate District, we've got incumbent Summer Brook. We are calling the race for her right here against Republican Luis Martinez. 98% of the vote in. She has a sizable win, projected winner there for Brook.
All right, let's take you to the 54th State Senate District there. Pam Helming, the incumbent there, declaring victory over Democrat Scott Comegys. You see 66% of the vote in there, but a comfortable lead for Helming in that race.
Now, a key question in these races, will the Rochester delegation stay blue?
13 Wham's Lowell Rose joining us live from Monroe County Democratic headquarters with more there. Lowell?
Well, Matt and Karen, the Democratic candidates just took the stage here. We're hearing from the party chair. We just heard from Jamie Romeo, and we're back here at the party chair. Let's check in and see what he has to say right now.
We continue to prove that Monroe County is not a purple county. We are not a spot with a handful of blue areas. We are a blue Monroe County. We are a county that has leaders that go and fight for the things that we believe in. They fight every day to bring those resources back, from helping build skate parks to helping bring back Foundation Eye to make sure it's fully funded, to making sure that we're doing that work with the unions, and that includes our state senators. So I'm going to start over here, because he's directly, we're going to start with Samra Brook, the 55th, who is going back to fight for us. Samra.
Are there any Monroe County Democrats? Woo! This is y'all's victory. You did this. You are responsible for every single person that you see standing up here. And for some of us, we started in 2020 when we couldn't have a room like this. We couldn't knock doors. You all got creative. You called and texted your friends. You Zoomed with us. And you believed that 2 state senators, or wannabe state senators, could actually serve you better than you had been served in the past. And we are so grateful that you have once again, not just by a small little margin, not but just by a few points, but you all made your voices heard in major margins. And the best part about winning tonight for all of us is that we win with hard work. We win by telling the truth and not spreading misinformation. We win by serving everyday people in Monroe County. And now with wins like this, we get to do even more for the people that we care about and the people that we serve. So thank you so much. And I got to give a shout out to my husband, Brian, for everything he does. So cheer for him, y'all. And to all my family, thank you so much.
It wouldn't be a complete Senate team representing both the east side and the west side of our county without our state senator, Jeremy Cooney, representing my home area, the west side. Jeremy.
Are you guys feeling that splash? That's right. It's a blue wave in Monroe County. Wow, what a night for Democrats up and down the ballot. You know, when we started this race, we kept on saying and working together as a team. What did we say? Row A all the way. And when we do that, this is what happens. We win up and down the ballot. I want to tell you something on a personal level. Monroe County not is just sending Democrats to Albany or into the courtroom chambers or into local government. What we are doing is we are reflecting the story of America in 2024. We are very diverse. We come from different backgrounds and places with different beliefs and values. But when we work together to uphold the dignity of all, we win. I don't want to live in a country or a state or a county that does not value equal representation. I don't want to be part of a campaign that's just about negativity and saying that the sky is falling and that everything is wrong. No, we believe in Rochester. We believe in our future, and we believe in you. So when we work together, we win. Senator Brook and I have the great pleasure, and we're very proud to be able to share with you that the Democrats have maintained our majority in Albany. And we are going to be able to go back and make sure that we are fighting for the right side of history, but making sure that we stand up for our values. And my friends, high-speed rail is on the table. So let me just say, let me just say my thank you.
There you have State Senator Jeremy Cooney speaking, declaring victory tonight, along with, we heard from State Senator Samra Brooke, both winners in their races, winning re-election tonight over their Republican challengers.
Let's take a look at the Assembly now, starting with the 135th District. Jen Lunsford, we are calling the race for her here. The projected winner, the incumbent Democrat Jen Lunsford against Kimberly DeRosa with 58% of the vote.
In the 136th State Assembly District, it is a rematch of 2022 incumbent Democrat Sarah Clark with the victory there over Republican challenger Orlando Rivera.
In the 137th, we have a victory for DeMond Meeks, the incumbent Democrat, against Republican Marcus Williams, 71% of the vote there.
Take you to the 138th State Assembly District, another victory for Democrats there. Harry Bronson, the incumbent, fending off a challenge from Republican Tracy DeFlorio.
In the 130th, we have Republican Brian Mankelow against Democrat James Schuler. Right now, Mankelow in the lead with 57% of the vote. Still many more votes to come in there.
And Andrea Bailey facing, she's a Republican, I should say, is facing Democrat Colleen Walsh Williams, both running to succeed incumbent Marjorie Burns, who is not seeking re-election. This is the 133rd. Right now, Bailey with a comfortable lead over Walsh Williams in that race.
We also have live up-to-date election results on our website, 13wham.com.
Stay with us. Plenty more election coverage to come. We'll be right back.
We continue our election night team coverage with the latest in the race for the White House.
Both Vice President Harris and former President Trump securing key victories around the country tonight. Let's show you the latest results right now. Still millions of votes to be counted, but right now Donald Trump with 53 million votes, Kamala Harris with 47 million votes.
The race to 270 has seen Harris pick up wins in reliable Democrat strongholds like New York, Illinois, and now California and Washington, while former President Trump racking up wins in Texas, Florida, and Ohio. The race now being called for the Republican in Utah and Kansas. Supporters of both presidential candidates are there eagerly awaiting the final results to come in, with the race still so close.
Likely going to be a late night. Our Daniel Finkelstein standing by at a watch party for former President Trump in Canandaigua. We begin, though, with Natalie Calzatoni, who picks up our team coverage this evening at a local Harris event. Natalie, good evening.
Good evening, Matt and Karen. I'm here at 70 West, where Kamala Harris supporters are still watching the TVs closely and with hope here. And I'm here with Rodney Fulmore. He's a supporter and he's one of the volunteers that have been going to Pennsylvania to canvass. Rodney, tell me, you're here tonight, you've been canvassing. How are we feeling tonight?
Well, we feel great. And I think this is going to be a successful voting.
Yeah, there's still lots of votes to be counted. Do you think, key battleground states are going to be won here? Give us your thoughts on that.
I think so. I think it is.
And tell us some of your work down in Pennsylvania.
Walking house to house, talking to people is the most important thing, and make sure they get out and vote.
Great. Thank you so much, Rodney. And we will have all of our election information on our website, 13wham.com. Reporting live in Rochester, Natalie Calzatoni, 13 Wham News. Back to you.
Natalie, thank you. We're going to head over to Daniel with Trump supporters tonight. Daniel, what's going on?
Yeah, hey, the race still hasn't been called, but positive energy here at the Elks Lodge in Canandaigua as both candidates inch toward that critical number of 270 electoral votes. We also heard from State Senator Pam Helming, having run for re-election herself. She declared victory today. She told us she's feeling good about the Republicans and the former president's outlook tonight.
If we don't know, you know what? Tomorrow we all get up, we go to work, we do our jobs, we come home, we turn on the news, see what's happening, and it's just another day.
We'll continue updating you as the results come in with live election results on our website, 13wham.com. Back to you guys.
Daniel, thank you. Now, also in the balance tonight, control of Congress. All 435 House seats are up for grabs, as well as 1/3 of Senate seats. The projected results so far deadlocks the Senate chamber at a 50-50 split for now. And we are still working to see how the House is looking.
All right, we're going to take a break from election results and turn to the weather. It was a record-setting day in Rochester.
A perfectly nice, warm day to get out and exercise your civic duty. Let's check in with Scott now for the very latest. Hey, Scott.
Yeah, we showed a picture of Charlotte. Was that Charlotte or Charlotte, North Carolina? It felt like North Carolina today in November at 81 degrees as today's brand new record high for this date. Now, Election Day is always that first Tuesday of the month of November, so it's not a record high for Election Day necessarily. I guess it is officially now, but that day always changes every year. So 81, the warmest November temp, tied for the one in 1950 on the first day of that month back then. 80 on November 2nd of 1933, so rarefied air you and I enjoyed out there today. Numbers are in the high temperature region of low 80s. Notice some areas a little bit cooler. Binghamton, Wellsville hit the low 70s. And you can see even across Pennsylvania, some areas not quite as warm. And that warm front never made it quite into the great northern parts of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine as they stayed in the 60s there across that area today. Tonight, we have the Wham Cam for you at 68 right now. Still a strong south to southwest flow of air. That's been with us all day, and it should stay with us all night long as well, as we see some warm air just ahead of that front. A couple of showers west of Rochester now into southern Ontario. So as we take this guy and zoom out, you'll see a better shot of those rain showers starting to make their way in. So this is probably another 7 to 8 hours away from your house. Tomorrow morning, we get a quick 1/10 of an inch of rain as all this slides slowly into the northeast and including western New York. Here's how that works out timing-wise. So you can see here tomorrow morning, 6:50 a.m., the rain showers over western New York at that point. Notice the cold front still off to the west. So this is what we would call pre or before frontal rain showers moving on in. So they move away. The cold front continues Wednesday evening to slide south. And then finally, by the time we hit early Thursday, that's when the cooler air will come on in. And Thursday will finally feel like November again. You know, it's funny. We had temperatures in the upper 20s. On Sunday morning, we have warmed up 50-some degrees from that today. Record high low overnight. 63 is that number. We're going to stay in the mid-60s through the overnight tonight. Did you put the AC back on? I know, it's weird. I'm ready to cover my unit up, but I got to wait. A couple of mild-mannered showers early in the morning, 66 degrees in the afternoon. We will see 67. Clouds will break for some sun later in the day. The future's ahead of us. All right, we've got a better chance of sun Thursday, Friday, mid-50s to near 60 on Friday. Weekends, half and half, Jekyll and Hyde. Kind of like America right now. We got 55 on Saturday. Sunday, we've got 58 with some rain moving in then. And then as we go into Monday, Tuesday, back in the 60s. None of that there is that bad for November.
No.
It's
all right.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scotty.
Back to Election Day results and a few other key races we are following. It's a three-way race for Monroe County Clerk. Incumbent Democrat Jamie Romeo leading the way. Peter Vasquez and Ann Lewis trailing behind. Romeo, the projected winner there.
I want to take you to Livingston County. We're watching the race for district attorney there right now. Democrat Gregory McCaffrey facing a challenge from Republican Ashley Williams. And right now, Williams with the slight edge, well, with the edge in that race with 100% reporting. Very close there, so we have not called that race yet.
And turning to the race for state Supreme Court Justice for the 7th District, there are 4 candidates competing for 2 open seats on the bench. And right now, Stacey Romeo, Republican, and Democrat Aaron Skinner are in the lead.
We will be right back.
The race for the White House starting to take shape tonight.
Let's show you the latest numbers in the presidential race. Still many votes to be counted, and a number of states have not been called. Still very early, but right now, former President Trump with 55 million votes, approaching 56 million. Vice President Kamala Harris approaching 51 million votes, separated by about 5 percentage points right now.
Let's take a look at the projected winner in the 25th district of the U.S. House. Joseph Morelli, a sizable lead, taking that win against Greg Sadwick, the Republican challenger there.
We are also following some state Senate races for you tonight in the 54th district. Pam Helming right now with a significant lead over her Democratic challenger, Scott Comegys. That is, again, the 54th Senate district.
And looking at the 55th district, we are calling it for Democrat and incumbent Samba Brook, holding off a challenge from Republican Luis Martinez, and she has won there, the projected winner.
Another race we are calling for you tonight is the 56th district. Democrat Jeremy Cooney, the winner in that race, defeating Jim Van Brederode, a challenge from him there.
All right, we will be right back.
Continuing our local election coverage tonight, a number of state Senate and Assembly races falling in favor of the Democrats this evening.
We are now hearing from the Republicans. 13 WHAM's Christian Garzone just spoke with the chair of the Monroe County Republicans. Christian.
Well, it's certainly not what everybody was hoping for here at GOP headquarters, but the GOP lead here, Patrick Riley, said there are still plenty of Republicans that surround us. Don't forget that. Senator Helming, Assemblyman Mantelo, etc. And what does this look like for Republicans going forward in such a blue area? Well, perhaps with some really great candidates, because it's a really good round of folks here, does it look like reaching out to independents, Democrats, going into the city more to reach out to more people, to get more votes, to perhaps flip some more seats? Here's Patrick Riley in his own words.
We ran some great candidates, some real good people that you would have thought would have won, and we just need to reassess and probably change how we approach all of this.
Yeah, stick with 13 WHAM for all the latest on this election night and into election morning. Live in Gates, Christian Garzone, back to you.
Christian, thank you. So many votes still to be counted. 13wham.com, your resource for all of our local races, state races, and national races. We are updating the numbers for you there all night.
Yes, we are. And we will be right back. One last check from us tonight on the presidential race. Right now, Trump still in the lead, still millions of votes to be counted. Make sure you are staying up to date on 13wham.com for the very latest.
Let's get you a final check of the forecast this evening.
All right, we got some much needed rain showers on the way by tomorrow morning early. You see them off to the west now, so they're coming. And I think around 8, 9 o'clock, they'll be moving on through. After that, we stay on the mild side and windy at times tomorrow. Then cooler days coming after that.
Scotty, thank you very much.
Thanks.
ABC News picks up coverage after this.
Indeed. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Have a good one.
Good night.